right. Okay. Blessings, everyone. All right. Thank you for being here. Here we go. Off to the unknown. All right. Blessings. Greetings. This is Martian. Greetings to your civilization, society, your group here. Greetings. Yeah, Mars is a diverse place of anarchy and sanity. Usually it's anarchy, more of its ending part, but basically we had a lot of DNA that was very unusual to the universe. And there are Martians that wanted to conquer the universe, and you can say technically they still are. But yes, this world does have this universe does have an agenda. It kind of like you say tries to outsmart other universes, trying to be smarter. Now, does it successful is another story. But it is true, yes. You think outside of the universe is another way of getting a different point of view of this reality that you're in. Like stepping out of it from a different universe point of view, from another universe that's a lot lighter. Because this one can block a lot of connections, as many of you have realized, and can be very long-winded in its fabricated story. But many of you are here for an alliance, to open up the universe to other universes, to be less impactful of negativity. This world, of course, is one of many prison worlds in your universe. It's not the only one. But this one is showing it's clearing out the negative, as you can see. And Martians are not exactly the most attractive beings, at least from your point of view, but for us, we're just handsome devils. So if you have any questions, please, whenever you're ready.
Hi, greetings.
Yeah, greetings.
Welcome back.
Yes, thank you.
You mentioned that the universe has an agenda. Is that the Prime Creator's agenda, influence on that, or is the universe and Prime Creator two separate entities?
No, it's Prime Creator. It's part of the Prime Creator, yes. You can say the universe too has its own. It's like universe and the Prime Creator kind of working together.
Mm-hmm.
So there is, but they have the same agenda of being very diverse to other places, being more outgoing to try things that others have not tried. Well, at least in their eyes, others have not.
Okay. So it's like you say, this universe is kind of like a wise guy of the universes, and
Yeah, it's trying to show itself. It's trying to show itself off,
yeah.
and it doesn't always want to show it that, or it depends on who's connecting to it.
Is that part of its aggressive nature, that sort
Yes.
of need to prove itself?
Yes.
Okay. All right, makes sense. Yeah, because I'm working out my mixed feelings with Prime Creator. I'm going through that.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes, because you defeated him in many incarnations. You have been a god similar to him, and you kind of like Joe Biden. Come on, man, are you really going to do that? It was like Prime Creator is like, are you really going to do these things?
Oh, so it's a back and forth.
Yeah, it was Prime Creator. This Prime Creator is kind of a rascal, as you can see.
Yeah, a little snarky.
He can see. I mean, yeah, he can see the full picture, but he allows chaos to endure, as you can see. Um, and he's not there to. Yeah, he doesn't step in the way.
Is that for
He allows,
the
yeah.
purpose of progress? Having us facing challenges and evolving ourselves.
Or no progress. How can you have a world with no progress whatsoever? Go backwards. It's like you have progress and you go backwards. I mean, creation is all about challenge, and having society going backwards is pretty challenging.
The way I see it is that we grew up too fast and we left a lot of lessons
Yeah,
behind.
right.
So we had to revert ourselves to, pick up those pieces.
Well, yeah, it was also built to fail, as you can see.
We're still here though.
Yeah, that's because you're bringing. Well, it's on who you send here. You send your best people to this world, or best beings that can handle a planet like this.
Mm.
It's like those that are assisting in human form. You don't care what other people think. You take all the beatings. Your hair might be messed up. You might be this. You might be that. And you don't let that bother you as others do.
Yeah.
So
Some cases.
that's really it. Because some people are, my looks and all of this. So many people here are trying to look good. Nothing wrong with that, but it kind of takes you away from the bigger picture.
Yeah, that's personal lessons that I think we're all going through. Making peace with the reflection in the mirror.
Yeah, this world sells narcissism pretty well. You can say its goal is to create the supreme narcissist, and it's doing pretty well at that.
And giving us that complex of not good enough, so you're always looking to prove yourself, right?
Yeah, a lot of parents are not all parents, but a lot of them are. They don't know it, and that's the other thing. A lot of people don't know it. They don't even think about it. They don't see it that way.
Well, I know that when I was younger, as a child, never thought about it, and then teenage hit, and suddenly it was spending hours and hours and hours in the bathroom, getting everything perfect.
Yes.
Why does it happen later on? And is it?
Well, because the Earth program kicked in, as you can see. Thank you, school, for that.
Okay.
The school, and it's even in the building structure. It's like that's what it's built for. Or teenager schools, whatever it is. Even kindergarten school is not so much as usually when you get older. And some get to go through puberty a little bit sooner, so they kick right into that level of thinking. So it's, I'm on Earth, I better look good. Even if I'm going to go insane by doing it.
And because kids come in this world kind of ready for this world and not, when I was young. But then we have Facebook and everything going on now, Facebook and Instagram and stuff, where parents is so important. But are they getting better at handling that?
No.
No.
It's worse.
It's worse. Okay.
Some are worse. Some. No. It doesn't seem that way. I feel like well, it's gotten more intense, it's gotten harder now, because now like the parent has to see what's inside the child's mind, worse than it was before. So things have increased a lot. Suicides have increased. Well, because kids are taught to grow up even faster. Of course, that's been going on for a while, but now it has increased recently due to social media situation. So, well, because now kids can get into each other's minds a little bit differently than just on the phone, and it's just a lot. They're not as restricted as they used to be. So, but some kids are going to do whatever they're going to do.
It's strange that as we've gotten more technology and more ability to see more ways of living, we're also getting worse at kind of being authentic and faithful to ourselves. It's like our path is, we look even more outside of ourselves to try to find that.
Well, yeah, because now you're on the stage, now you're on camera more, now you're this, now you're that. Oh, if I turn on my phone and talk to somebody, I better look good. Just like as soon as you get out of bed, you better look good. At least for some, see if the others don't do shit. But yeah, it's becoming a little bit more intense. So yeah, since the 1980s, yes, children have been growing up a lot faster. So that's when the suicide rate started to get up more. 70s, yes and no, not more hippie-ish, more looser. You've had those situations, but the 80s is really when kids became more adults. You said MTV generation, and then they got more adult over time. So, I mean, some are just Anunnaki kids are known to grow up very fast. Already look like an adult and looking like a whatever they look like. And they're not used to this environment, but some adapt better looking like an adult, and some don't. It's like, oh, I better act like that too. So it's very difficult.
Well, speaking of like the kids going up in adulting, like it's over the past however many decades, you had like college admission going higher, more expensive, and you'd had work being less secure, and you've been sold
Yes.
on you have to do this to succeed,
Yes.
and it's not possible. Where do you see that going? Like, what part would that play in our evolution, you might say?
Well, in time, schools are going to probably explode. In time, I don't have a time frame for it, but it would be more or less of a less. School has to be schooled itself, and
Yeah.
and that's in the old generation. So now you're bringing in more starseed energies. That's going to take several generations for that to fully heal, but anything can change, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it has to collapse completely. Just like you want to defund the police, it's kind of like defund the schools and build new schools, or
Exactly.
get rid of the school altogether and have a bit more friendly environment.
But you know how it works nowadays. It's kind of like you just have 5 years of experience for this entry level job that pays nothing. Like,
Yes.
where do you see that going? What is that for?
Well, that's it's going through a change right now, where they just take whoever they can get. So yeah, a lot of skills, even schools now are having trouble finding. Businesses.
Yeah.
Are having trouble, and that has a lot to do with the states too. They're regulating a lot of this. They're becoming
Yeah.
kind of stupid themselves. So businesses will actually take whoever they can get that's qualified, without going through all of that. But a lot of the states are kind of making it mandatory who they hire. So
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because you get this piece of paper that's expensive, and then you have to go to a job that you have to have experience with that job, and like,
oh yeah,
and you get paid for like nothing.
what is it, like the oxymoron of the whole thing? Yes, it's
Yeah,
a
there's no
backwards
security.
society. Yeah, it's basically to make. You can say it's a lot of that's. Some people want to blame or the Anunnaki. A lot of it's reptilians that want to just make things as difficult as possible. Put it as backwards as you can.
They just want to put us on a farm. It's all right.
Well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, they want to. This world's kind of like if the humans going to come, we're not going to make it easy, and we want to get them out of here as soon as possible. But if they are going to be here, we're going to drain their energy. If they get through all of our programming, so not all reptilians are like that, but some are.
Hopefully, we can take out the trash, right?
Yeah, well, you're going to start seeing them eventually. They can't hide their cloaks forever. I mean,
Exactly.
that's what you're going to more of a time where, yes, you can see aliens in your third eye a lot more clear. And some of your already experiences is going to become really clear. I want to say very soon, but my version of soon is different than yours. But yeah, these things are going to happen gradually as you start to awaken in your, third dimension reality.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yes, this election is kind of a manufactured mess, as intended to be, to cause chaos. It's all about chaos everywhere, as you know. Society chaos. Kind of like causing bombs in the mind. Like the mind can't handle it, blows it up. They're kind of causing that. With the media doing that. So after your election, a lot of things should calm down. Maybe not on election day, but the storm should. Yes, and then you're going to go into a whole new environment after the election.
Oh, I see it. Yep. I've kind of learned recently, like each season itself is a timeline. So going into winter will be drastically different.
Some beings are actually terrified of this timeline too. Their reign on this world is not going to be as strong as it used to be. So
we can say the Emperor has shadow skin. That's for sure.
Yeah, the old rules no longer apply.
Exactly.
That's what you're doing here.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
During the election or the debate the other night, there was a glitch on the TV screen where Biden was talking, and then it almost looked like an insectoid face coming out of his jaw.
Yeah.
Was that accurate to what I saw and interpreted that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Manipulation came through. The power got very. The energy of it came strong. Yeah, he has a lot of attachments. Of course, Trump does too, but Biden has quite a bit. But they want to make sure he says the right thing.
Yeah, and it looked like something was puppeting him when it was spouting off of his fear, trying to play on the heartstrings of people and impose like a fear timeline on them at the same time.
Yeah, you can say Biden's like an empty vessel where other beings can just come in and run the, control him. As long as you keep it looking like Biden, so they can pretty much do it, depending on the agenda. But yeah, they can pretty much get him to wherever they want him to do. So it's like the insects or any being is like trained to train him, to control him. So as long as you meet that criteria, you're allowed to do it.
So you're saying he could say one thing and making all these campaign promises, but really in the end, he's just going to be, doing whatever he's told.
Oh yeah, of course. Yes. You can almost say there's like a reptilian standing next to him, and he's kind of like leading on the reptilian or the insects to grab onto them and say what they want to say. It's not technology, as some people think. It is, but there's other things going on too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Biden's very deep within the cabal, as you can see. That's why he's been in Congress or in politics for so long, or Senate, whatever he is. He's just been, he's deep within it. It's like he's just a controlled puppet. Yes.
It's already been confirmed he's a clone. I mean, but was he influenced to become a clone? For the physical, benefits of it. Improved health and stuff like that, and he didn't really know what he was getting himself into.
Well, he wanted power. He wanted wealth and power. He wanted to be known for something. So I guess he's known for something now. It doesn't always pay off as they hoped. Well, you're famous. We didn't say how you'd be famous, though.
How recent time has clone technology been this prevalent in society? Like we're all celebrities and politicians and are just fucking clones. Has this for decades, or is this just space development?
This has been going on forever.
Okay.
It's just more modernized, just looking at it differently because you have technology that you can prove it. During the alien times, you can't. I mean, during the past, you couldn't really prove it. So those ideas have already been there. Because nobody's like, you have a computer in front of you, but you can think of one.
Is just essentially alien, so it doesn't play on the same timeline that we do as here on Earth.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
All right.
Exactly. Those that are part of or Matrix people, those that are in they're being played right now, as you know, kind of like an instrument. Those that control humanity, they just know what works, they know what caused to get them out of they know what causes to break them out of their trance. So they know not to do those things. Do everything they can to keep them in. That's why the news cycle is 24 hours. That's why everything's constant moving, because it's getting harder to hold people into that web these days, as you know.
Yeah, they're just trying to keep them seduced. It's just like a siren kind of energy.
Well, even those that are in yes, exactly. Those are in the conspiracy theory camp of fear. A lot of them just can't believe this is all going on. They're in that, and of course, then you add the alien element, and they're just not ready for it unless they experience it on their own. And they do experience it; they just block it out. It's like, oh, that must have been a dream or something. So,
yeah, me and Kevin had a experience like a dream-like experience where we saw like a purple UFO.
Mm-hmm.
So
feels like an Arcturian energy of what we can see. It's one that glows in the dark, from what I can see. Is this one you saw in your physical or in your mind's eye?
Well, he saw it Then he saw it in the physical, and I saw it like kind of in because I was waking up or something. And but we both think we feel it's dreamlike experience.
Yeah, so it had a message. It's not telling me what the message was. But yeah, more alien dreams are probably going to start increasing throughout this next year. Upwards, very slightly, not too intense. But it's going to, those of you that are awakened to it, it'll come here and there. So they're you can say they're ramping things up, but they're not going into details, of course. They're not going to tell me what they're doing, that's for sure. I'll just tell everybody.
You need to get more, get a promotion and get up there in the.
Oh yeah, well, it's big mouth. Yeah, myself. Yeah, it's just Martian. Yeah, is very connected to. Well, I can tell you how humans are programmed. Yeah, obviously through a child, also an astral to get programmed there. It's kind of like not a computer program, but it can be seen as that. Yeah, it just basically they kind of get sucked in. You get sucked into this planet. Oh, you did such a good. It's almost like you're getting hired or recruited for this world. It's like we need some people. We need some people that are easy to program. So they recruit them in. They like it or not. So it might not be as free will as people might think.
But we know this. We take this on. We know this when we agree to come into this world.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, yeah. But our job is not. I mean, right now we're seeing this ending, but our job isn't to make it end, or is it? If we try to see beyond the veil or something, or is that something we should just be waiting for?
We're here to lighten things up, for more of the truth, the matrix to show itself. For it to break down to, it needs to be gassed up. It needs, you want us playing in the air for everybody to see, sitting there. You want to make that more mainstream. You want all this stuff to just not work as it used to. That's what you're here for. Go about it gradually. You don't want to scare people half to death, but that's what many of you incarnate. A lot of other humans, though, they say they signed up for it, but where did they sign up for it? Some humans signed up for it eons ago, had no idea they even signed up for a world like this, and now here you are. Because they're very easy to program. The Matrix people is probably an easier way to describe it. And some people feel like they got here and they never signed up for this place. And actually that's true with some. Or we'll say a great deal actually. Yeah. I mean you could have signed, you could have fixed your whole life up in 5 lifetimes before this. It's like, oh great, my Earth lifetime is activated. Great. That can't happen. Yes, go ahead.
When you speak about the Matrix, I feel like what I call is like a Matrix moment, like around like 15 years ago, and I felt like I was seeing the world without a filter. My first interpretation was like somebody put a filter on me.
Yes.
In reality, it was the reverse of what was happening. It was like I was seeing out through my eyes. Everything was the same color as my eyes, and but it was all moving, all like pixelated and in constant vibration with each other. And like made it seem like as if everything was alive, including the empty space. So it is when they put the Matrix into that, the hologram is like a filter put onto that reality where everything is interconnected, and then it gives it designates its own color and texture, I guess you would say. And but if you were to break the Matrix, you could start swapping colors around.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was to that reality. Like things are going to start changing colors.
Right. Yeah. Trees are starting to change colors first, most likely. And even your skies are already kind of doing it, but still goes back to the blue. But at times the skies do change depending on the weather patterns that are going on. But it shows it's possible. Even yes, your water can. I feel like your trees are the first thing to change, and then other things are
vegetation. You're gonna have like blue bananas and stuff like that,
and blue people eventually. Because there were blue people in your past. They're all different types of color people. It wasn't just what you have.
Yeah, exactly right.
But blue is just a popular energy of higher vibrational change. I mean, you got purple, but blue seems to be. I mean, you have a blue sky here, so if you have blue trees and then blue people, it does just bring out a new. Yeah, people have been terrified of that right at this moment. But as things start to change, you see a blue person, like sure, we're seeing enough weirdness. Why not?
They got blue filters on, different apps and stuff like that. So people
Exactly.
look like they're blue. So
Exactly.
subconsciously they're coming around to it.
Exactly. Yes. So yeah, you might not be feeling. That's the difficulty about incarnating here. 'Cause you don't always. I mean, you don't need to be on a platform talking to everybody, but you're personally you are changing the Earth's energy, just not always seeing the results. So it's just even if you were talking to everybody like this, you might not see the results anyway. So, but yeah, you are changing the Earth's vibration. The more quiet, the better. You can feel things slowly, gradually changing. Gradually. So you're like in a sales pace. Well, a lot of elites want to slow things down to discourage people. That's why things feel so slow sometimes.
They're telling the snail to slow down.
Yeah, they want to slow things down so people are having no progress. What's the point? They want the people to think that way. There's always a point. Yeah, but those are fighters. It's like at the trick, we're going to keep going forward. So it's like what defines the men and the boys type of thing, or the girls and the women,
Everything's working, in divine order.
Exactly.
Oh, very cool. Thank you for that.
Yes, welcome. Anybody else have a question?
Is it true that spiders built like the matrix around everything, like a 3D matrix?
Well, they're involved with it. Many other entities are involved too. A lot of angelic beings are involved with it also. That aren't exactly the most kindness, have the best intentions for you. You can call them phone angels. Just there's different angels that do not want to be named right now, but yeah. You can say some of them got used. So it's a combination of different energies. But yes, spiders do play, or Archon plays a big role, which is also connected to the spider too.
I heard there's a. I don't really trust this book, but they said there's an empire of like a spider or a scorpion that's like they're aquatic and they can also fly, and I guess they're archonic.
No, there are well. There's always all different types of beings everywhere. So yes, I wouldn't be surprised. There are aquatic spider beings. Yeah, those aren't fun. Yeah, you don't want to deal with them too much. If they can survive water, it's like great. Now where do you go? And usually they're pretty big too. Doesn't mean they're in this environment though, but they do exist though.
Was that like my Aspire connection in Sirius?
Yes, correct. Well, Sirius is a lot friendlier than this world, but this world does have a lot of Sirius's problems. Its negativity is here. Some of it's been pushed towards the female because it has negativity. It's like, okay, we have negativity from Sirius. What are we going to do with it? Oh, we're just throwing on the female. Some beings did that. And you can say Mars connected that, or beings with an agenda basically suppress the female here. As you can see in the Arab world, mostly, and other places too. Yeah, the human is still a dangerous being, as you can see, all around the world. And that's with your process of healing at this time. Yeah.
I've got a huge yellow garden spider who's been hanging out with us for about a month. She's just hanging out, not really causing any problems or any trouble, but I don't normally see him hang on this long. Why would she? Is there a reason why she's hanging around?
No, she seems to like being there. It just feels at home there. That's all. She connects to your energy. Otherwise, she's a protector at this time. So,
okay.
Hopefully, yeah, that type of spider is very positive, from what I can see.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe vicious in what it eats, but it has to survive.
How about the praying mantis? I had a praying mantis that took up with us, and I put it in a small lemon tree that I had, A few days later, I see a cloud in the sky that, after I played with the image, it looked like a praying mantis. Can you tell me what his agenda was?
Visiting. He's not saying. I mean, I feel like there's other praying mantis there too in that tree. So watching over you, nothing. I don't feel like there's a negative energy there. I feel it's there to. Is that really saying?
All right. I just feel like there's like this huge like bubble right now until this whole election thing is over with, and we get okay.
Yeah, there's a matrix within the matrix within the matrix.
Yeah.
And you're in like a matrix bubble right now. Yeah. But they don't want the future to be seen. Yeah.
I can't feel any timelines. I still see all the weirdness in the skies. Nothing in astral. It's just completely shut down. It's like they don't want anything reacting with me or me communicating anything to them.
Yes, it's almost as if they like slow or stop the world.
Yes.
Until all this blows over. Yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot of alien beings that don't know what's going to happen either. Everyone's kind of waiting. I mean, they have ideas, just like you do. Some have actually seen it, but they're not saying anything. So that means major changes are on their way. That's all we can say.
Yes.
Even I don't even know. They're not telling me.
Thank you.
Everybody. Yes, blessings.
How many matrices in deep would you say we are?
12. Probably more than that, but 12 is the strongest number.
Ones, right?
There's always small ones, but basically to keep you out of the universe. So you're going back into the universe. You're going back into space, and many beings are trying to deter it. So, but you're getting there. So,
all right.
That's the main agenda here.
As a collective, we got 12 more to go.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's not as bad as it sounds.
Yeah, I mean, nobody knows what's going to happen. It could be like a leap.
No, they want everybody at the edge of their seats. Obviously, Astral is very aware of what's happening, but that's why people don't remember their dreams either. A lot of dream worlds are being closed, or quiet, or paused right now.
Yeah, I was getting in my head leap of faith.
Exactly. It's like Christmas. You don't know what you're going to get. Just wait. Yes.
As this goes on and we develop our telepathic powers and stuff, so we're able to see. We can currently that will speed things up. Is that right?
Yeah, so that's a gradual process. Telepathic energies, as it becomes more a part of your society, means that yes, you're a leader, no longer in charge. No longer the impact is no longer as strong. At least they're not in charge of you. Not to say they're in charge of you now. They don't influence you as much anymore.
Okay.
That timeline is broken down. Some of that power opens up.
Okay.
But also your Halloween, the 31st, especially I believe it's on a Saturday, is a very powerful spiritual day. Yes, they have December 21st, all exciting. But the 31st is actually more powerful due to what the timelines are coming in. A day of chaos for some, a day of ritual that many just dress up in funny clothes and ignore the spiritual ramifications of what they're ignore it here. Put on something funny. Ignore what they want people to dress up too, because they can get into those energies too. It's just it's a ritual day. It's a major one. So eventually that day will be healed, and you won't have all the negative overtones around. Because there's a lot of secrets in the 31st. Sometimes it's revealed, but not always. But all the rumors are true, though, of the elites. And just your mainstream, obviously, is going to knock it down.
You have light workers and ground crew that do mass meditations on those days to help, combat some of the energies from these rituals that are performed.
Mm-hmm.
And
Even your Borat movie there's the new one that came out. He has an agenda too. He's trying to push back, the conspiracy. There are true conspiracies here. He was there to reverse a lot of it. So try to at least. So it's unfortunate, but
This attack on Giuliani is just kind of like a cover for his real, agenda.
yes, that was not the biggest deal. Yeah, it didn't look good, but it wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah, it was a setup, basically.
Would you say he's bipartisan in his approach?
Bipartisan? Yes.
Pick sides. He's, just, looking to expose the truth.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Trump. Well, yeah. Trump. They're trying to go through Trump's administration, but they're trying to tear it down, as you can see.
Yeah, yeah. But I was saying, like, if he is looking to expose these people, Giuliani's got skeletons in his closet too.
Oh, plenty.
I don't mind going after him, but is that just a farce for him? Gaining loyalty from the left so that
yes,
yeah, but for him to ultimately go rogue.
Yes. Well, for Borat to go rogue, is that what you're speaking?
For Sacha,
yeah,
yeah.
Sacha kind of sold himself out.
All right, so he is in deep.
Yeah, as you can see.
Yeah, you could see, but at surface value, I was looking to see if maybe he's just playing them, just to get in their favor.
He can play both sides, but right now he's totally on the left, as you can see, from what we can pick up on. Right now, he might change over time, but he's not about to anytime soon.
All right.
He's kind of brought his own demons out too, his own creativity. He even took his own creativity and kind of ruined some of it too.
Yeah, he got political with it.
Yeah, he didn't have to do it. He could have just made a funny movie and you get more respect from that. He could have just kept all. He can keep it raunchy, but keep all the politics out.
I mean, it's fun to expose them, but be equal about it. Go
exactly.
where corruption is at.
Exactly.
Don't go like Ron Paul.
Yeah. No, he had an agenda, as you can see. So.
Right.
So that's on him, but. Well, for some of them to get funding, they have to we're going to go after Republicans and all that. And then they get funding for that. So it's had something to do with it.
Man, easy money.
So.
As we go forward, is this thing with this election being so important and changing so many things, is this going to happen every single time, or is this a particularly timeline changing election?
This is a major timeline change, as you can see. It's like make or break. So, yeah, yes, we've had it in the past. Because you have your authority taking over and basically locking everybody down for good, as they would actually like to do. So it's not. Yes, it has an Illuminati agenda, but it's not the one that they're all, they've heard about on TV. There's other agendas to take down a lot of these major corporations. So of course, it's going to be, what's happening now is, it's a slow death. That will succeed in what's done. It's going to succeed no matter who's in office. So, but yeah, this basically is out with the old, as you can see. So yeah, this is a big deal election year. Eventually it'll get softer, but you're not there yet. It's a war to the fourth dimension, you can say. And it's not an easy war. Martian beings, they just blow things up, basically. And that is a lot of the Republican Party. Of course, there's Anunnaki connections that basically we come up with the ideas and others kind of copy us.
So it's all your fault.
Well, we could get blamed for quite a bit. Reptilians are like blame the Martian beings. Yeah, well, at least we're man enough to take it. Reptilian, we can outsmart reptilians pretty good because we're such an unknown species to them. I mean, they feel like they have us figured out, but not really. We can come around and outsmart them a lot, so they don't like us that much. But because we're kind of tricky beings to deal with. We're just, we can fight and win, but other beings would not. So course, our egos are the death of us. So they bruise our egos like So.
Okay. So that can be our secret weapon against you too.
I'm more down to earth than that.
Okay.
That's the secret weapon against ourselves.
Yeah.
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 A lot of Arab energies have Martian energies of fighting, dirty fighting, like really like knives and just horrible things in their past. A lot of that's Martian influence. So it's just take whatever you got to fight and just no matter what happens, and just it's unfortunate. But yeah, your Earth has opened up a lot of war astral energies, as you know. And you're kind of dancing with it. Like, do you want to keep it or not? You want to get rid of it. And so many beings here are warning from it. That's why it hasn't been kicked off your planet just yet. But you are doing it now. But you've had chances before in the past, but they would decide to go against it. So, meaning that, yeah, go ahead.
I think that's one of the problems is that it is so useful. War and this sense of evil and sense of darkness, and trying to fight against that is such an easy way of advancing, but also feeling right and justified, rather than trying to lead the life of in between, and not going too far to one side or too far to the other, and just stay in the center of being. So,
well, what's happening is basically is like humanity here. You just get, you fight until you're tired of fighting. That's pretty much what's going on. So now everyone's tired of fighting. We want peace. It's like, oh, now you want it. You could have did this like
I'm the first,
probably 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
So
all the time I look at myself in the mirror and say, I'm so tired of fucking fighting.
exactly. Yeah. And that's why you're here too. You're here to remind people, are we tired of doing all this? Yes. That's why many incarnate here, just tired of the fighting, and just you've had your, I don't know if you call it fun, but so that's why the fourth dimension, that's why things are happening now. 2012. This could have happened, like I said, this could have happened even before that. But you can always change a contract. But so this December 21st has a lot of positive energies within it. So somebody feels the end of darkness. There's some of that, but there's now too. You're going into that. Like I say, the election is clogging up the future right now for obvious reasons. Surprise! Your Christmas in November. Yeah, even I'm saying too much. It's not going to be under the war, just that. But we feel like a lot of revelations, awakenings are going to begin. It's like the beginning of realization. Oh, wait, what's going on in this world? What's being exposed now? It's like the year of things being. You're already experiencing slightly now, but more of that's going to increase throughout your future years. Like Google is being exposed, things like that. So many of you know something's going on, but you don't know proof. It's like, oh, jeez. Yeah. So not to say everything's going to be exposed, but you're in kind of going into a disclosure year. Yeah, you're going into. I'm allowed to say that. To not say what you're going to disclose. That's the mystery, of course. Well, we can say I'm allowed to be told, alien footage will become more prominent. Even video of alien beings, even ones that did not survive wreckages, will be more seen, leaked out slightly, like little leaks here and there. So maybe not your big reveal just yet, but more of that will start to find its way into your reality. So it's something to look at, just something to connect with.
Yeah, I see like the media, getting more into it. It tends to be more profitable. People not being able to make money off of, dumping on Trump as much anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get the heat off of them. I'm gonna try.
Yeah,
and wave
change or
like
be
a little
destroyed.
alien story in front of them. Yeah.
Yeah, more of we do see those like CNN will give you a possible timeline of more, maybe not alien disclosure just yet, but disclosure of just some politicians, not this the more truth stuff, not the hit pieces. Over time works. It'll just be one exposure after the other. It won't be setups and things like that. Slowly. You're going to go into that eventually.
Okay. Well, they're
a slight
up as the tabloid news pretty much with all the
Right
guys
now.
do. Yeah. So I guess it wouldn't be too out of the realm to start talking about aliens after that.
Eventually, aliens will be next 10 years won't be laughed at as much anymore. Or before that.
I'm looking forward to the Weekly World News coming back. That was very good. I don't know if anyone here knows that.
What that is.
Oh, it was a thing that always had aliens and
Possibly.
I have Michael Jackson's baby and that kind of stuff. Very good.
Well, you might have more of the truth of all that instead of just the tabloid version of it.
I have a question on how does politics work in your world?
Usually it's one party. Sometimes it's the second one if they want to really stir things up. But normally it's similar to like a played-in reality where it is like a council. It's just that council is for world domination. It's like, they want people fed. People are fed. And they want warriors. They have warriors. And it's kind of like a king planet or queen or king. But they're also little kings here and there. They don't really call them kings, but we'll just use that word. Like you have in Britain, like little dynasties here and there that have different agendas. But it's like, it's about like, can we get two people to fight against each other and see who wins? And your world kind of has that, but
it happens naturally.
It's not as fun.
Okay. And is this because that's part of your makeup? You like war?
Yeah, we're a war planet technically. Well, it's just that we're good at it. You never walk away with something that you're good at. They just are naturally good at. Okay. It's like we respect each other too. It's not like we might play dirty, but it's also respect there, and that's some of your world has that too. Like you might have two parties want to kill each other, but then they shake hands or whatever, throw a feather at each other, whatever they do here. So there is respect that comes from a Martian reality. But basically, our world is about invading other planets. So we'll find peaceful here, and we'll divide everybody else.
Okay.
Like your world. Divide your world, every world, but our world gets divided. We'll be fine. Your world, different story. Okay, it might not be easy because a lot of the females have to be strong, and all females don't want to be muscles and all that. They don't want all of that. It's like, that's when it becomes difficult to be a female in a Martian world. So this world took it to a whole nother level though. Well, I mean, we're decent to our females. I mean, not always, but usually. You can walk down the street, kids can walk down the street and all that, and everything's fine. But your world took it to like, geez, you can't even do that.
Okay. And what happens if a woman wants to, move up in the world, become more powerful? Does she have to work harder, or?
It's diverse. It's. I mean, obviously, if she's like a muscle girl, it's different. That's more wanted, but you can be a feminine too. But it's more like you get more
flack.
Get more. What do you think you are? So you're just a twig. A twig trying to do something.
So a lot of it is based on looks, then.
Well, it's also inner power. Well, we don't look at the inner power usually. It depends. I mean, we do, but it is. Yeah, it's a looks world. Yeah, I mean, we look at what we do, but if you look the part, we have our issues. Who doesn't? Some Martians want just a male planet altogether, just all male. That's and many are like that. Just because it's just they want one. It's just a testosterone planet.
testosterone.
Now there was a being that came in after you're channeling yesterday from Orion that broke the revelation that this planet was all female. Would you be able to,
one of your versions, yes. And some are still having difficulty probably connecting to that, but yes. It was basically it wasn't Amazonian, no, it was more feminine. Like your Greek time period, but was more the skinny female, or not skinny, but not the buffed up type. It was actually very calm. A lot of them come from the Arcturian energies. They were in the physical, but they can be. It was just basically it's like, because this world has been through war in its past, and it's just basically to heal the devastation it went through in its history. So yeah, a female energy was very strong here in the past.
like an elegant kind of strong?
Yes, strong-willed, very strong-willed. Yes, very, but still very kind to others, not trying to control others. Like you have now. So your SJW situation is like the female trying to reorganize itself. Maybe going about it the most lousiest way, but they're trying to find their voice, and then nobody's perfect. Well, some of them are trying to get rid of the male, as you can see.
Going both ways, right?
Yeah. So.
Does our experience here with females being so not unimportant, but pushed aside for so long, are we helping you in terms of coming into terms with that? Are we further along than you because we happen to not be as male?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're learning to work with others instead of just you're a warmongering race. So yeah, it hasn't been an easy for us to take that pill. Has been tough.
That's because you're very proud.
It's been very just. A lot of us are even in the Norwegians, in the Norway, the Viking. That's very Martian too. So yeah, for us to take that pill of a female president and all, that's like, what is wrong with us? I mean, yeah, we can see that, but where's their bulk? Where's their muscle? Just not there. So that's hard for us to take in. Some are just walk away. Just I can't look at this. They go to other planets. So yeah, a lot of Martian worlds are learning that too. Yeah, we have a lot to learn. Yeah, and then come here and say we're perfect. That's far from it. It's like saying a reptilian that they're beautiful. I guess they are. Yeah, it depends on who you're talking to. Some are very beautiful on the inside, that's for sure. They still have a lot. They feel like they can be anyway, the Martian, we're not getting the reptilians are the most powerful beings in the universe. Well, some of us disagree with that. Let's put it that way.
But with the ability of having telepathy, and you can feel who somebody is or see beyond just the physical of how strong they are, wouldn't that instill a sense of respect for a female that comes with as a complete human, a complete being, that you can then go, okay, the fact that I can't appreciate all of what she can bring here, but at least I can look into it. Whereas, we can just, we're so physical, we're physical, so we can just look at somebody and go, well, you seem to be a little more intelligent than me, but I don't care.
Well, from Martian perspective, with the old days, it's like we're getting over our own racism, our own bias. But we'll see a female that's strong within. They're like, oh, you think you're strong, huh? We'll test them. And if we lose that battle, then it's like, okay, maybe we can change our way of looking at things. Yeah. But on a psychological level, we still have a lot to learn. We're becoming less physically, because we're all about battle and everything. We're becoming more, we could call it down to earth.
Down to earth, yay!
Maybe that's a better word for it. Well, our race was created through Orions to just like reptilians as a war race to go after planets, to stop them, to evade them, to take them over. So when you have that, like the Spartans, very similar to that. So when you're designed to do that, that's all you know. Also, the super soldier comes from us. So
in your personal relationship, does that mean that you meet somebody and you automatically go to war with them to see who can conquer who?
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's not all we talk about, but that's part of it. It's not. I mean, we're also very cultured. We can create buildings and structures and things like that too. So that's not all we're capable of. It's not all about wars. Who has a bigger ego? That's the other thing.
My question is Ivan, like, who are you, and like what like have you been in Florida your whole life, and like why do you know how to channel?
Well, this is a Martian talking right now. Ivan's not here at the moment. So we're doing it.
Oh,
They're talking to a Martian being
Mar-
right now.
Oh, okay, Martian being. Are you
Hmm.
really a demon, or are you really like from a planet called Mars?
Yes, I am from Mars. Yes, I'm around your planet
Or are
this
you
time, but you're a Martian being. Yes.
are you from that planet, or are you just an like interdimensional alien, or a demon?
No, I am from not a demon.
Are you
Where
an
do you think
angel?
from? No, I am a Martian being. I'm an alien being. I am like you. I have a soul just like you do.
Oh. Am I an angel or a demon?
I don't see and you have angelic energies. Yes, you have you have demons that you deal with or talk to sometimes.
Oh. And do you guys like what else were you guys like? I'll just keep listening because we have what, like 1 hour, right?
Yes.
Okay, thanks, Martian. I appreciate your help. I'll just listen
Yes.
until I wasn't sure if this thing even worked.
Okay. All right. Listens.
Thanks.
Hello.
Yes. Greetings.
I this I forget what day it was. Thursday, I want to say. I
Mm.
felt like I got into contact with a canine.
Mhm.
Um, can you tell me with my history if I had any connection with like a canine group at all? I think regarding my childhood, but
Hold on a moment. There is a healing you're doing with the canines. They've been through a great deal in their past,
mhm.
so you're healing a lot of their, their interdimensional difficulties with other beings. So, so you come in when, like you're a doctor, you come in when they need healing.
Mhm.
So, yeah, you've been through some of their chaotic lifetimes or situations. A lot of it's with the wolf. But
Mm.
yes, we've been part of canine societies many times. I'm not really saying how long, but
Right.
it's something that you drift into. You're in and out of that world, it seems.
Do I have a connection, like a childhood connection there?
There's a little bit. They did help.
Mm.
I feel like there are a lot of them around you when you feel like your family wasn't giving you enough attention. I feel like they were surrounding you.
Mm. Yeah. I kind of felt like there's a trauma when I kind of let go of that. I saw canine beings or dogs.
Yeah, they were helping you. I feel like they're helping you release it.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you did a lot for them.
Oh
You
yeah.
did a lot for them when they were going through their trouble. So you come here, as I believe this was mentioned, you come here the way you are so you can connect to the astral plane as you are. So you
Yeah.
can it differently. So,
If I was a different vessel, I'd probably have a more mundane existence. Yeah.
or yeah, I think you have more. I feel like you have more purpose in this incarnation than if you were just an average person. I
Yeah.
mean,
Makes
it's
sense.
difficult now, but it does have a lot of fulfillment in there.
Hmm. Thank you.
I feel like this life is more fulfilling than a lot of lifetimes, actually. Just for you being here.
That's so strange. Sometimes I feel like I'm like unhearing, just like sitting here like a potato.
Well, that's the reality. That's the well. Welcome to Earth. That's
Or
the program here.
planet of potatoes. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
supposed to make you think that way. That's not what's going on.
When I ask a question about my German Shepherd, he's extremely protective of me. He's very sweet, very kind. But I also had German Shepherds when I was younger that were the same way. Can you tell me about that? Why is he so protective?
Oh yeah, that's the canine way.
Okay.
You know, they're built. Yeah, they're designed. Not all of them, but the ones on your planet are designed to watch over you.
Okay,
To
so
be
has
like
he
a child.
been with me before?
Oh yes, definitely.
For a short period of time or a long period of where do we go back to?
Well, I mean, they have canine worlds where canines actually drive cars and live in society similar to
Yeah.
yours. I've seen him driving a car. So
Oh, that was scary.
I feel like you're one of his puppies.
Ah, okay.
So he sees you as, you know, his kids. So of course you probably feel like that's your kid, but he kind of feels the same way about you too, it seems.
Kind of like the pack thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Do they hang their head out of the car while they're driving?
They didn't. Those worlds, yeah, but when they're driving, probably not. No, some might if they're crazy, yeah.
Like Ace Ventura.
But yeah, they just like living on the wild side. Yeah, really, just like adventure. That's all.
You
know.
didn't hang your head out the car when you were a kid. I know I did. I was hanging out the door, hanging
Yeah, but
out,
where
running
you
across
drove?
the back seat. And,
Yeah, but
you
you weren't
know,
driving.
no, but I was being the typical kid though.
Yeah. Canines on this world, yeah, or have that child energy. They're like children here because they need that child vibration. You know, people need all the uplifting energy they can get because they know what humans are going through. So that, you know, you don't want to. Of course, some dogs are drama central. Some of the pit bulls, with that, they're going through a more complex incarnation. They always want to understand more about humans too. There's always genetic engineering somewhere. A lot of that's what those dogs that are fighting is a lot of genetic engineering. So, but they know what they got themselves into. A lot of them aren't thinking clearly. So a lot of that's the owner's fault, though.
When you mentioned genetic engineering, just on a quick personal question, as an Elohim, I was working on the canine species. What part of their engineering of their genetics was I working on?
I feel like their sensitivity, their fur, so they can handle environments, so they can last long, and you know, just dense areas. They can, yeah, and longevity. I mean, canines, yeah, because their genetics here, they don't live very long. Some of them do, but they actually can live for just as long as a human. But they're not meant to do that here. That would be kind of weird for some people, but yeah, they used to live a long life.
So their sensitivity, their skin, the touch, why they love being pet, basically. All right, cool.
Yeah. So, they work with the felines also. They don't always get along. Some of them do, but it's like soldiers for your planet. They're just protecting humans, keep you going, keep you alive, keep the world go. You know, keep as the world turns, basically.
Right.
Cats have one job, canines have another. You know, if you need 2 cats, that means you need more energy around you to protect, or you need 2 dogs. It's just, you know, one's okay, but 2 will be better. So, give you a perspective of that.
Okay, so when you have like 5 or 6 cats and 1 dog, and the dog thinks he's a cat, and the cats are protecting the dog, and you don't mess with his cats like you don't mess with his human.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they just, and to them, they're having the time of their life doing that. You know, they're keeping the human entertained, but also entertaining themselves with that. So,
yes, that is true. Very true.
So, and people that like strange animals, or not strange, but rare ones, like a llama. It just some humans just need to be around an animal that's unusual. Or a bunny. Not that that's unusual, but those are kind of rare for pets. Bunnies they can really remove a poltergeist pretty quickly, even faster than a cat. Bunnies are very strong. Not many people have them, but they are pretty powerful beings. They might not look that way, but they are. So and they usually have less drama normally. That's why you have to keep them in a cage so they'll go crazy. So people know.
How do you feel about humans on Earth now getting back into psychedelics lately? And what do you think that might play a role in our consciousness development?
Well, it's a tool, but it's not something to rely on all the time. I mean, it's okay, but to rely on it is not recommended. Because it's just like anything, you can get lost in yourself. So
Is that
I mean,
something that's unique to Earth, or
well, all the psychedelics are brought here for you to awaken, but doesn't mean, once again, not to rely on.
gotcha?
But yeah, it's just part of the human evolution at this time. That's all.
So do you guys have psychedelics where
Of
you
course,
are?
every world does.
Oh,
Every
yeah?
world has some kind of puffy flower to give you strange ideas and flying and whatever it is. No
Got
matter
it.
what reality, whatever dimension, is always something.
So
Or if
even
yeah.
planet.
What is it? Go ahead.
So even the planets with dogs that run the planets.
Of course.
That's awesome.
I
So
mean,
the
sometimes people can be psychedelic, and you can just connect to that person, and you feel like and you feel that people feel that now. You feel like you're bouncing off the walls. So, or sometimes you feel like you're the exact opposite, which is very common for a human these days, to be to be an energy vampire instead. But
It's zombie culture.
yeah.
Buy more catnip. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
So I imagine the feline worlds have catnip growing somewhere.
Well, not all reliant, once again. A lot of them growing out of that. There are some, well, they have different types of seeds and different elements around it. Nature, you can go into a forest and just feel like you're high on a kite, just like you see something like Alice in Wonderland. Different beings will connect to you, and you just feel like you're just careful what you drink. Yeah, it can happen. Different plants like that, yeah. Well, even the atmosphere is very psychedelic, where you feel like you're high all the time. So,
But I imagine societies, as we advance, we seek kind of like a person. I mean, I'm getting older, so these don't interest me anymore. But when I was young, it certainly did.
well, because you remember being on that high trip, so you come, so of course you want to get back on there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, this world, yeah.
Oh no, please finish.
Well, yeah, this world knows how to. I mean, to shut a person down. So you're here to reactivate, and that's what all this is about, as you can see. All the awakening is about.
Right.
Even moving your moon eventually, that will change when things start to ramp up. Mhm. And that's when a lot of earth changes will start to happen, of course.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Well, I was about to ask about the psychedelics since we're on that topic. I took LSD once and I was listening, not just slowing down, but I started hearing like a whisper on the wind. And some revelation came to say that I'm interconnected with the air and the atmosphere. And I was looking to see how do I connect into those, into that communication without having to use LSD.
Well, that's just trusting your energy, asking like the LSD of yourself to come out. So you are LSD. You are whatever drug you want to be.
Okay.
Not everybody can do that. I feel like part of you can connect to a portion of that.
I felt like I was hearing a conversation between the wind and the birds around me. Like they
Yes.
were responding to it. It was all within rhythm.
Yes, exactly. Well, yeah, I believe it was mentioned to you. Yeah, your connection to Mother Earth is actually very personal. It's basically protecting the Earth. as even Mother Earth has made her own mistakes, and not you're just kind of like you're giving Mother Earth advice. Look at it that way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Basically, better guide the planet. That's what many of you are here. Just bringing guidance to a more higher vibrational environment. That's what this is all about, and it's just not always seen in this environment, of course.
Like an energy exchange,
Mm-hmm.
more so than like giving advice, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's all in the intention energies that you're putting out. It's like, oh wait, this being's here, and of course you all invited here too. Everybody's been invited here, not everybody, but well, those in this group are. But usually incarnations are invited because some beings are not allowed to come to this planet ever again. It does exist. People do get banned from planets.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Would
like
you be
social
invited
media.
back?
No. Well, no. Orions
No.
can do that. No. We do go about things differently, but you can say every world has a version of that, some sort of. Palladians allow everybody to come in. They just feel like they just hug everyone and things will change. And sometimes that works.
Wait till they meet a Martian.
Yeah, I don't think they want to talk about us right now.
Yeah. But it's something that's very hard for us to you tell us that we're helping this world and everything like that, but we don't see any of that.
They don't see it.
Like, we're going around our daily lives going, okay, fine.
Well, that's the test. That's the main test. Is like you feel like nothing's happening, and that's the elite. So that's when you got to trust yourself. You got to that's when you open up your own spiritual abilities and start trusting your connections and make that your world, and just know how do you see the future? You want it under control or disconnected from all of this? And many of you want all of these systems to be broken down. So the earth feels those intentions of just the politics to be healed, media being healed. It feels all of that, and it's just it is playing an impact. It's not the whole collective doing that. That's what makes it difficult. So we are making it's all on how you want to see things. So you don't have to focus on the world itself, just focus on yourself. What is in your environment? What's your world? Who cares about the rest? Who cares about everything else?
Because the planet's going to see it through.
Exactly.
Right. Regardless if you're already ready for the change to happen.
Exactly. It's just, you don't have to go out and telling everybody about aliens. Just let them figure it out for themselves. I mean, if they come to you, it's a whole different story. But you don't have to have a sign walking around telling her, as fun as that sounds, and it might be, but is it necessary?
Right.
If you feel like it is, then go for it. Not, don't worry about it.
No, I feel the same way. If I'm not directly asked or they're not listening my opinion, so I'm not going to give it.
Don't worry about it. Yeah. It's just work on your universe, your reality. That's all that matters. The rest of the world will do what. That's why people will say, yes, December 21st or whatever day. It's like they're putting their intentions onto you. It's like, what is your world?
Well, healing yourself is like a butterfly effect for the collective.
Yes, correct. Where every day is a Friday?
Yeah,
maybe not a Monday.
In my way.
Maybe a Saturday.
Yeah.
Celebration day, party day. That's what you're working for. A Palladian day like that. Without going into details what that looks like.
So when you guys aren't going off to war, how do you celebrate and party?
Oh, like the raunchy parties that you have on your planet, basically.
Okay.
I mean, some of them are burning the house down. Yes, there has animal houses are good. Not all Martians are like that, but it's a good depiction of it. Not all are like some are clear. It's like okay, they go through their animal house phase. That's not everybody goes through that. Yeah.
Of course, you were always at home studying. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thought so.
No, just that is studying. What can you how a Martian it's almost like how exciting can it be? I mean, can you make it more like people in your world? It's like, oh, I went and did this, I flew around or whatever. You know, the more not everybody's like that.
Do you have anything like Tibetan monks or the people
Yes.
that are preaching
Yes.
peace and serenity? But
Some of
they're
those,
all,
yes.
no one listens to them. Is that it?
Interesting though, those actually are the females that are feminine without being all muscular.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of them. There are males there too. There's males that are very feminine themselves.
Mm.
Or like the monks, yeah, very similar to that. Yeah, they're in the mountains, correct? Yep. That keep
Shoved
themselves.
aside.
Nobody messes with them. Just like, okay, you guys are off the rocker, but that's fine. We're just we know we're going to hell or whatever, but we're doing what we're good at. So you're good at something, I say, never let you just do it.
Well, I think this is one of the problems of being human is that we don't know what we're good at.
Well, that was all shut up. Well, that was you kind of some of you come here with a clean slate. You're discovering it. So what is it that you want? And some are just getting through the everyday life is all that matters right now. Everybody has a goal. Imagine you have a goal. There's something within you that you want to do, and you are working towards it. Just hasn't arrived just yet. So it might be long term. It might be 5 years from now. It might be 10 years from now. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. So just longevity. That's the problem. It's just life is just not too exciting. It's not like a Martian world where everything's exciting and you can wait. It's like we're out partying, tearing up our houses or whatever. We have things to do, and so we can be patient, but we keep ourselves in chaos mode until then. Some of us do. But being on Earth, it's a little bit more difficult, as you can see. So it's just finding something to do between now and then. And you're building up to your goals. We believe many of you aren't right now. You just don't know it. Anybody else have a question? Anybody?
I have a question. Hi,
Yes, go
guys.
ahead.
Hi. I just wanted to ask you, Martian, and anyone else, does anyone else feel like really confused these days and like can't sleep or only can sleep during the day or can sleep only like 20 hours straight or only can sleep like mixed only sleep during the day or only at night and like really feeling weird and like can't even think of like their brain mind erased almost, even though like they're super smart and they're usually can like talk really well?
Yeah, you're going through astral. You're feeling the energies from astral is what's happening. Meaning that you're mostly in the astral world. So your body isn't always sure where it wants to be. Does it want to be here or your soul? Is it here? You know you need to be in the physical, but part of you wants to be in the astral realms too. So not be able to sleep. Sometimes, yeah, you don't want to be in astral for many reasons. You might have caused some ruckus there, and you don't want to sleep. As because astral can get sometimes be more intense in this reality, which is hard for some people to wrap their head around. It's like sometimes you're better off not knowing what's going on there. I feel like some beings around you you're not getting along with some beings in astral. So it's like, and you're balancing your vibration for what you're here to do here, which is, I know it's not exactly answering your question, but it feels like you're settling things out. Like I believe you have goals that you have not quite met yet. Once you do, things will start to settle down. If that makes any sense.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, presence.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask. Me and Retro were talking to this girl, or I don't know if it's a girl. I think it's a girl, but she's having like anxiety attacks. You have any tips for her or other people that are going through that?
Well, yeah, a lot of people are going through that. It's sometimes her case is the reptilian energy. She's not always loving herself. She's not always caring for who she is. So now that's not for everybody, but in her case, is that she's just not. She's just going through, I would say, astral attacks. Drink. I'm not sure if coffee is a good idea, or something to mellow her. She needs to mellow out. And other people are going through anxiety. You need to find something to just calm their nerves. And the world's problems are not your problems. Some people feel like the world's problems are their problems, even if they're not focusing on the world. If that makes any sense. That's not an easy answer.
I like that you are Martian giving us advice to calm down. That's pretty good.
Like I know anything.
Apparently, Martians drink coffee to calm down.
Well, yeah, when we hit bottom, it can be destruction. So, yeah, that's one way to learn. I don't think you want to go through that. Some people do. They drive really fast and crash or something like that. And then it's like, okay, so sometimes that doesn't even work. But with females going through anxiety, it has to do. Sometimes it has to do with ego. Some have had everything going for them in past life, and this life nothing's going for them. It all depends on. It's a case by case situation. It's not like one answer fits all. Usually, meditate. That might not work, but meditate might work a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I got so many books on the same topic of waking up and ascending and everything like that. There's no one answer for everybody.
Well, sometimes go through sometimes go through anxiety. It's like sometimes you have to go through the darkness of the soul for a little bit, and there's no answer that will ever work. You just have to pull through it, and then answers will come through down the road. So,
right.
I mean, you might get the answer, and they might not like it.
Relying on their own answers, right?
Exactly. Correct. It's like what is it that's pressing? Like I said, what are you worried about? Some people say, "Oh, I'm not worried." Well, maybe I am worried about that after. It's usually worry that's connected to it. If that helps.
Yeah, definitely. I have like a personal later.
Okay.
Anybody had like any topics they wanted to talk about?
Well, what we're talking about now is I can wake up and let the dog out, come back and go to sleep, and I can have some off the wall dream that is completely unrelated to what my life is about, and just wake up completely tired and drained and just don't even want to go to sleep, and it'll take me a couple of hours just to get rid of it.
So that shows you how the astral world works. It's the opposite of this reality. And even the astral world can be very seductive, meaning you'd rather be there than this reality. But that you connect to the opposite reality to heal this one. And it can be, it's quite intense for some. And many are, definitely having difficulties in astral, meaning sleeping, because some people go into astral, they just raise all kinds of hell. They know who they are. It's okay. That's one reason they can't sleep. But with you, you're very connected to the higher realms anyway, as you can probably see. Yes, go ahead.
Is this ability of us to sleep and go to astral, is this unique to us, or do all beings do that?
Well, a lot of beings they're aware of it more. Not everybody. Your world's so disconnected. Now, many of you are becoming more aware of it. But even now, you're aware it exists, but you have no idea what the hell is going on. And it's probably for the better. Because the low vibrations of this world is like you're dealing with the muck of the universe right now. Not that your world's muck, but, you're dealing with low, troubled souls. Some of them are Martian. Oh, go figure. They brought their problems here. You're welcome. Well, you're here to help sort us out. Get us out of our little ego trip.
That's something something I hope will become more of a common awareness of how we have access to all this low vibration and like just crap going on, because we're strong, and and other places don't have that to deal with. They don't have access to it. So they're, like the Palladians, all love and strawberry scented everything. Mm-hmm. So
depending on the Palladian world, some are.
Sorry, Palladians, but anyway, but it's something that I think it would help us, because we're so disconnected. We just are in on our own little world and we don't see any result or anything, it would be nice for more people to have a little tap on the back to kind of go, you're all right.
Well, I'll give you. I'll go back to your question, but I wanted you have. So when you're at a fourth dimension, so like your higher dimension mirror. Now, something can connect to this now, but you can you don't have all the chaos of this reality. It's like right now, it's hard to think. You can't even remember what you did yesterday or 5 days ago. It's becoming more difficult for that for many. But think of you can think clearly. Then you can connect to the energies of the earth, and it's like, wow, this world is actually a treasure because you learn patience here, you learn how to handle chaos. Even if you didn't experience it yourself, you know the energies of the earth, you know what the trouble it's been through, and this world can solve a lot of problems for other worlds, other universes, for that matter. You just easily tap into it. So you just being here is you can look at the way you're talking is like on a military mission where you look at your watch saying, "This over yet? What am I doing here?" It's kind of like that. But you have purpose though, of course. It just, you gotta figure out what you're gonna put in that time where you feel like, yeah, what's your world that you're creating? That's helpful. You always have a puzzle. Put together a puzzle. This world is a puzzle. This world is actually a maze.
A labyrinth maze, yeah. They call it the rat race, but what is a rat race really but a maze?
Yes, it's a matrix within a matrix, but even like I said, the 12 matrix, again, those will also be healed quite quickly once you know how to snap out of one matrix. The other ones are easier to break through. Once you figure out how this one works, and you're learning that now.
I was wondering if, the mountains of Colorado, like where the ski resorts are and stuff, is that more of Atlantean or Martian or both?
Atlantean. There's some Martian there. Is more actually Tibet energies are there actually, even if it's not in Tibet. So it's more high vibrational, as you can see. Colorado is technically on another planet right now because parts of it can get very high vibration. There's also a lot of alien activity, as you can see by your Denver airport. It's a little bit mysterious. Yeah, Denver is from another planet altogether, and a lot of elites are there, as you can see, and they're not afraid to show their elitist energy either. So definitely a lot of vortexes there. I don't know. It's very different. It's similar to Texas in some ways for elite energy, but it's a lot more high vibrational. I guess it depends on where you go, of course. Lessons.
Yeah, it's a controversial. This might be controversial. But I saw his book where it says that Caucasians on Earth come from Mars. Is that true from your perspective?
Some do. Even some of your Indian groups come from Mars too. Different types of Indians. Navajo has a lot of Martian in them. So.
Okay, speaking of Indian, because I've got olive skin and dark hair, and I'm the only one in the family with the olive skin. So I've been trying to find what Indian group that I'm attached to. I know I'm from North Carolina. I know I'm from in the Cherokee. Can you point me in a more defined direction?
Well, I see Tennessee. If there's any, I see a lot of Tennessee. Yeah, yes. I do see Tennessee. I don't know what Indians are there, but it's Tennessee.
Okay.
That mostly come from.
Kind of in the Boone, Blue Ridge.
Blue Ridge.
Yeah, Blue Ridge. Okay. Thank you.
I guess I have the kind of olive. I have a little bit of olive tone too. My parents don't. Is that my native side, or is it like European or Southern European?
If it's a native, it's native. It's You actually do have Martian, actually. Your native comes from. Funny, your energy comes from Alaska. I don't think you're in Alaska, but your Indian is Alaskan. Indian, Alaskan.
Well, I'm half Filipino, so I guess there might be some relation there. The natives
Yes. Yeah, it just. I know it sounds strange, but yeah, it's all connected somehow. You don't meet many Alaskans when you're in your location currently. They definitely did move around a lot.
Do I have any Martian in me?
More Arturian. You did fight the Martians a lot. Now, did you? If you
Did
do,
I
it's
win?
very small, like 1 or 2%. Well,
Ah, okay, that's not good.
I think you'd. Let me see here. You had a lot of conversations with Mars at the bar. Drunken Martians.
Okay. So I was partying with the Martians.
Yeah, well, yeah, you weren't drunk, but they were.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, you've been watching our world quite a bit, yes. So yeah, you've been doing our energies a lot.
It's so strange hearing that, I've been watching you when I'm not aware of that, and then you have the ability to watch us. It's like, okay.
Well, I'm on a space station around your planet this time.
Oh.
That is very diverse. Reptilians are there. We're not fighting. Well, not now, at least. But my energies came in basically to give more understanding of Orion connections, also Martian, of constructive criticism, not of humanity, but yes, you are, of course, on the right track. You will achieve what you're here to achieve. It might not be the time, it might not be tomorrow. Figuring out where you're going to go, yeah, you have not answered that question for yourself. So for me to help you with that is very difficult. Of course, I couldn't tell you anyway if it's a secret.
So we kind of have.
You did come to this world to elevate the Earth's energy, as many are here. I do see canine energies you do work with a lot that you're not aware of. Basically, to help canines connect to humans, even if you don't have a canine yourself. Because you felt that canines can communicate with humans pretty well. Even if, it's like the best alien on the planet, one of them at least. And the cat's good, but the canine's very, very friendly with a human normally. So yeah, you work with the canines to connect with humanity. That's part of what you're doing here. So doesn't mean you have to go out and buy a Chihuahua or something like that. Not yet, at least. But it feels like canines can respond to you depending on which one it is. But it feels like of course, that's the same with everyone. But for you, you seem to have some direct connection to some of them. They might not explore. I don't know if that's helpful right now, but something to think about.
Yeah.
Well, it's more fun than. Or I can tell you how connected you are to lizard people, but I'm not sure if you want to talk about that.
Oh no, I'll explore my lizard side on.
Lizards here are very like the animal are very relaxed, and that's a good thing.
Relaxed compared to you.
Yeah, well, you don't have you don't to that. But some Martian energies are in the pit bulls, which is interesting. But they can get kind of irrational. So with but yeah, the lizard. A lot of people heard about the reptilians causing difficulties, but a lot of the reptilians are usually pretty calm here. Of course, if you're around an alligator during feeding time, doesn't go too well with that. But that's around any animal. But lizards here are very tame, so it shows you the positive reptilian energies that are here. It's basically a lizard planet, partially. And yes, humans did have a tail at one time. Or humans, but not the females here, no. But there was a version of human that did have a tail. It didn't work out very well. It's like they cut you off from, so you don't look alien. Like you look alien compared to the animals that are here. So if you all look like foxes or felines, you'll probably have less problems here. You know, some people have difficulty with that, but so you're so different from nature. You just feel like you're alien or better.
I know what you mean. Exactly. Yeah. If they see a fox coming, they know what to expect from a fox. You know,
right?
They won't be blindsided because everyone here looks the same. So
yeah,
it's all a big mystery getting to know somebody.
Right. Yeah. Sure. So when people start trusting their instincts. Like some people walk around with an alligator because they trust themselves, but it took a while to build that trust. So if you all look like cat people, you're definitely connect to all the cats of the world and make things a lot less complicated. It's like, okay, we solved that problem. Now we have to figure out what are we? What's the purpose of us? So, but you're so different. Now if you saw fairies walking around, that'd be a different story. Yes, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna ask if you can help me connect with Archangel Metatron and help me understand my connection with the angelic side of myself, and if Metatron has any advice on connecting and believing in your abilities, like you were mentioning earlier.
Well, yes, you have the archangel energy about yourself too, but you're not called Metatron, but you are of an archangel source energy you can tap into. Obviously, a lot of it's blocked due to this Earth's energy, because of where the world's going. It's not necessary for you to be at full power. You can say you're somewhat similar to Metatron. Now, Metatron, energy has been connected to this Earth's matrix, so it's not like information that's out there, but his cube is very connected to this reality, meaning some of it has some darkness there that created this reality. It's not many are understanding that, but it's there.
Interesting. Well, I use Metatron's cube for my crystal grids.
But that's a more positive. That's a positive grid. But there's also use for other things too.
I see.
But yes, you can activate through Metatron's energy through a positive vibration. So I would say connect to your archangel side of yourself, of just realizing like let your mind go how powerful you feel like that you are. Like let your imagination flow. And part of you might, oh, I can't be that. Just let yourself go.
The feeling, just kind of go with it. But I get to the point. But for what reason am I just kind of broken my ego with this? So it's like,
break your ego.
For what purpose am I looking this deep into it? It's got to be like for some question reason or something like that.
Well,
cryptic in my case.
That doesn't tap into your full potential. At least what's allowed in this reality. So for you to be more comfortable here too, because it's been very difficult for you to find any comfort here. Of course, it's many people see it, but
constant motion, just
still. Because this world's always pondering over nothing half the time. But the election's a good example of that. It takes nothing and just turns into conversation for next 2 months or forever for that matter.
Can you tell me about mine? Which level do I connect to of the Elohim?
12th dimension at 12th times.
Okay.
There's also 36th dimension that you pop in every once in a while. I feel like also you have a lot of Andromeda that you're healing, or I feel healing you're doing with at this time.
Okay. Is there an archangel or a seraphim or the family of Archangel Michael, or is there anyone particular that I'm closer to?
Well, it feels Archangel Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Is strong energy. And there's also Michael. It feels like Gabriel's the strongest.
Is it a combination of the two of them?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Gabriel seems to be the lighter energy, meaning that Michael goes through a lot of intense energy on this planet, and Gabriel is just more of a. He doesn't have to deal with all the stress. So that
Yeah.
makes any sense.
Yeah, because I've had times where I've had to fight my way through in this man's world, Tristan.
Yes. Yes.
And then I've had times where I've been able to charm my way through.
Very good.
And then I've had times where I've just fallen flat on my face.
Yeah. That would get better after this
Good.
election.
Yeah, because I'm just in a complete bubble. I mean, just nothing. It's like they put a bubble around my house and said, you're not to talk to anybody and no one is to talk to you. I'm in time out.
Is that just for right now or is this forever?
For right now.
Right now, yes. It's yeah.
So make yourself a martini and sit back and relax.
We only have like a week and a half left.
Yeah.
After that, everyone's gonna be the world will not explode, but some people might feel it is, and most of you will be calm or even laughing for that matter.
I feel like it's going to explode and then get calm. But then, like for us, like on this call, we're going to get busy. All of a sudden, there's just going to be more information, more activity, more than what we've seen before, either
Yes,
connection or something.
The world, yes, the world will get lighter, is what you're working on. You're basically breaking down all the systems, not just business-wise, but as I say, matrix reality, how the wind blows, things like that. When everything starts to fall apart gradually, of course.
So it's going to start changing.
That's the goal.
Calendar becomes irrelevant. They can't trust it no more.
Eventually, schools will probably go before the calendar, but yes.
Okay.
A necessary change, basically, and change the internal infrastructure. And schools are one of the main problem childs of your planet, as many of you know. If you homeschool a kid, it still gets programmed by society. Sometimes you can lift it, sometimes you can't.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of holding off on having kids at this moment. Bringing them into this world is more inhumane in my eyes than anything.
Yeah, because you're going through enough stress as it is, and it's just
like misery loves company. It's like not yet.
Well, yeah, the dynamic of a family, the modern family, not for everybody, but some is just you have this peaceful look on the outside, but it's chaos on the inside. That's what you want to avoid.
World, you can't keep them safe. You can't 24/7.
No. And that will change, of course, during the duration of your future. More streets will, and some places are already getting calmer as there is riots in some places, but it's actually making other places safer. You bring all your chaos here, and everybody, where it used to be chaotic, is now calm in some areas. So
eventually,
like I say, you should all come up. I'll come up to Canada. Nice and boring, but very calm.
I'm not sure if you want to invite everybody to Canada.
No, okay, yeah, you're not invited.
You can keep your snow too. I'll stay right here in Florida.
Winter does make you calms you down.
That's true. Well, yeah, well, you're bringing that winter on to keep people from moving there too.
Yeah.
It's done for a reason to keep people out. It's like, oh, it's too much snow here. You better just keep your chaos over there.
Yeah.
Keep it in one place so we can keep an eye on you.
Yeah.
So I guess Martians are not into snow.
Not really, no. We can handle anything. But we're not big on it, no.
Yeah, you guys are tough.
Yeah, we can handle it. Earthquakes every day. We're all what's his name? One of your actors, I can't remember his name. Yeah, go ahead.
So do you ever like take a nice long hot bubble bath or something like that?
Yeah, but large chunks of ice that might cut
just
you
to toughen you up.
like yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to have our rough somehow. Some of us do. Oh, Dwayne Johnson, that's it. he's like a watered down Martian, like was Martian, but now kind of Disney-fied himself, and but yeah, he has. But think about earthquakes every day on your planet. Well, us would be like, man, this is a vacation. It's like, man, this is what we want. We want some action. So we're just an action race. Other people are like, oh no, it's like we'll just bring it on.
a race of GI Joe dolls.
Yeah. Well, yeah, your California fires. Trust me, we would find what's causing that and just nip it instantly. But your world, just like, hey, let's keep on setting fires. It just, and that's happened on our world too. We've had a lot of stuff that's similar to yours. We're not that much different.
I was wondering if what my connection is the color maroon and brown, and is that kind of related to Mars? And also, Cece's wondering what her planetary connections are.
Hers is well, jump to her real quick. Hers is Andromeda. Kind of like a kind of not with racism, but kind of like a white angelic world. You can probably feel it, almost vanilla, a vanilla world. But she has a lot of diversity in that planet, though. So, and part of her wants to go back to that planet because this world's chaotic. But she was brought, I believe, she was brought here for obviously a reason, but she has not quite figured that out. But for your maroon connection, uh, yeah, it has some Mars. I feel like you have a lot of dolphin with that. So dolphin on Mars, yes, you've been that, or even an ocean being on Mars too. I feel like you were a dolphin on Mars. Like doesn't mean I've met you, but I feel like you were there in that form.
Is that why I prefer cold weather, or is that more my Alaskan side?
Yeah, right. Yes. Oh yeah, you can handle it, no problem at all. What it says, you'll make it work, but the right kind of cold, not the like snowing for 5 years. Like, yeah, it's not fun. I have to shovel it all, but whereas the cold where you can manage it, you know, like Alaska. Like I think it's all night, you know, like no sunlight for like days and weeks. You can handle that. So, of course, after a while, I might go crazy. That's normal.
Yeah, I have trouble breathing in warm weather. So what's the is there? Some people have it the opposite way, like they can't breathe in cold weather. Is there any
You
like a
mean
planetary connection?
you can't read? Is that what you said?
Breathing.
Oh, breathing.
Yeah,
You say?
I have trouble breathing in warm weather, and some
Oh,
people have trouble breathing in cold weather.
yeah, because that's well, a lot of that's connected to your Syrian connection too. But you say the worlds are very, or if you live in California, you probably feel like you can breathe better. Yeah, it's just more of a, it just hot weather. It's an Earth thing, but on this world, hot weather is kind of like an attack on humanity. It's kind of like as somebody feels it's like it's so hot here, I can't do anything. It's kind of a manipulation there, or isn't a manipulation. So when it gets cooler, it's just a calmer vibration. It's like this is the way it should be. Yes. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say I'm kind of the opposite, where like I know it's going with my family, and we're traveling to California, like to Palm Springs and Death Valley and like that.
Mhm.
I noticed that anyone else that's with me tends to have very strong negative reactions. That I tend to actually prefer hotter, dry weather like that.
Mhm.
Is there any kind of origin of that, or do I spend more time on like deserts or high areas? Or
Yeah, that's more like a zeta or even a reptilian side of yourself. So everybody's different. But if there is a manipulation from the sun, you seem to block it out. You seem to just clear it out
so it's
instantly.
interesting. Because I actually remember one time when I was a kid, I had a high fever,
Mhm.
and I was starting to become delirious.
Mhm.
And I had a thought like the sunrise tended to be kind of like an evil thing.
Yes.
Maybe I was seeing an relation there. I don't know. The sun
Yes,
with like an evil eye looking at everything.
it can be. Yeah, it's used as a manipulative energy, but like I said, I believe you killed a lot of that. You've found a way around that. But yeah, well, that's why.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, you've been in environments where I believe you shift your DNA so you can handle it better.
Like
So
I think there's
no
a
one's
movie called The
preferred.
Martian. Actually, I know there's a movie called The Martian, or a
Mhm,
Mars-based movie. And when you went
mhm.
outside in the daylight, you burned up.
Yes, well, it's
Interesting.
in the conditions now, but you on like in the desert, yeah, you just feel like you feel better in the desert weather than or heat than you do in the cold, which is interesting.
Yeah.
It's just that well, because you just get better downloads through the heat too. You just get a better idea, and for you, the winter is the attack, and for others,
Yeah.
it's the opposite.
The winter is pretty brutal here. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like you just get shut down, just like geez, move to Hawaii or something like that,
Hmm.
or live in the desert. They definitely do pretty, or Russia, but of course it
Russia.
gets cold there too.
Okay.
So,
I can't like sunbathe or anything like that. I just when I get hot, my mind just closes down, and I hate the feeling of like it's like what I can't think. So yeah, I'll stick to cold.
yeah, well, that's why you live where you are. Yeah, because you
Yeah.
can adapt to it. If it was more hot heat, you would have moved to a place that was more hot. So just
Hmm.
everybody's different. Everybody has different
Yeah.
incarnation cycles. Some people can adapt to everything, like a chameleon. I believe those are rare people though. So everybody has their specialty.
Yeah, sweet spot, right?
Yeah, that's normal. Is there any,
Well,
yeah, we have a little short more time. Is there any more questions before we depart?
I was just about to ask. Yeah.
One moment. So we can give you an answer: alien connections, alien awakening. It's almost we're seeing like look for tattoos or look for signs, obviously. But sometimes the signs are going to become more obvious. In your next year is kind of like an alien holiday where it starts to ramp up slowly, but you're going into a generation of awakening. So you within are going to change, which will bring about your aliens who'll be able to tap into more clearly. There's a blockage, obviously. Um, but not everybody's open to all of this for obvious reasons, but some of you can keenly connect to. So talking to a ship will probably more likely in your next year for some of you. Obviously, it's not going to be a long conversation, but more connection to this ship. Right now, aliens they're all holding back, as many of you feel, for obvious reasons. But yeah, we feel like you don't have any other direction to go. But as you go out more into space, who are you going to connect with? Alien beings, most likely. So understand from us, you understand from you're trusting yourselves to go out. Well, you're not going to jump in a spaceship right now and go into space, but you are building. You're helping generations to understand their psychic self, their intuitive self. That's what this is all about. So you're teaching other future generations, even if you're not aware of it. Any questions?
Yeah. Well, you were saying that I was getting like an image
Mhm.
of connecting in like a radio signal. I
Mhm.
get that in my messages, but I don't really resonate with it yet. Would you be able to explain how a person would be able to radio in to a frequency or a vibration?
For a ship, it's choose who you want to connect with. Palladian, Syrian, Arcturian, and it should come easier. Or Yael. I feel like Yael is something you can connect to also.
So you make the call, you state the intention.
Yeah, to give you even Mother Earth has her own ship. I'm not.
Mothership.
Is she going to like ship out of this planet? That would explain a lot, wouldn't it? Just flew off. Left you guys here to figure it out.
Well,
I
that
don't
happens
think she did
with
that.
planets, though. That does happen with planets where the being that resides, that is the planet
Yes.
incarnate, kind of just checks up.
Yes, it doesn't happen. Yes, it didn't happen here, but yes, it's she can appear on ships and things of that sort too. As you go more into your awareness, so yeah, it's connected to being that works for you. If you feel like you need to, if it helps you in your growth, but you don't feel like you need it, because right now, yeah, a lot of them are blocks, but if you feel like a block and you still want to connect, they'll give you something if you just keep reaching out.
Man, if you feel lonely.
Yeah, if there's also reptilians, you might not get the most positive response from them, but I mean, they're even warming up. I mean, they can't be the way they are forever. The ones that cause the difficulties here, they have to chum it up. They have to get their act together.
Mm.
So,
Well, thank you for coming in
all
again.
right.
Blessings to you.
Blessings to you all. Blessings to you. Mars is not attacking. So blessings and